Welcome back to the BFit Training Studios podcast. I'm Julian Arana, along with my brother Vic, and today we're going to dive into a topic that's very important in 2024, very relevant, and that is workplace wellness.
Now, workplace wellness isn't just about offering a gym membership or having healthy snacks in the break room. It's more about the overall well-being of the employee, which includes their mental well-being, their social well-being, as well as their physical well-being.
Today we're going to explore some of the trends in workplace wellness this year, anything from comprehensive programs to little simple things that you can implement into your workplace in order to make your company a vibrant, healthier place that employees are excited to work for.
So if you're a small business owner, manager, an employee, if you have a job at all, this one's for you. You might want to check it out.
So let's start with discussing some less than favorable stats, I would say. So around almost 70% of the US population is now overweight or obese. So those are pretty staggering numbers.
Yeah.
As we all know, obesity and being overweight leads to a bunch of other diseases, which leads to more sick days, less productivity, less mental clarity, a whole host of other issues that come along with that. What's even more relevant than that is that 65% of US workers report poor mental well-being as something that's impacting their actual job performance.
I mean, it makes sense. How are you supposed to put your best foot forward if you can't even think straight, you know?
For sure. And the fact of the matter is that things are changing now. Gen Z doesn't have the same attitude towards work that the other generations had. In other words, they're way more aware that mental health, for example, is important, or just overall well-being is important. And they're willing to make certain sacrifices to work for companies that do offer these things and are a lot more about caring for their employees, caring about their well-being, as opposed to just exploiting them or just trying to get as much out of them without giving them any of the health benefits.
Yeah, and you see companies following suit and they're more privy of this, so they're more likely to open up these programs now because they are seeing the importance of having a staff that is, physically fit, mentally stable. Like all of these things play a big role in the actual productivity of the company. So we see these companies taking on a much bigger role as far as this overall wellness.
So now we're going to discuss exactly how implementing a wellness program is going to improve your working environment. And then at the end of the podcast, stick around because we're going to actually give you the ideas of what to actually implement.
So I think one of the biggest benefits of these companies that employ these programs is the higher energy level of the employees. And that leads to overall improved focus, higher productivity, and overall a happier, more productive employee.
Yeah, it's no secret that being fit, being in shape, or just like not being super stressed and not having these mental health concerns makes you a little bit more focused on what you're doing, a little bit more engaged, and that's gonna lead to doing better work, really.
I mean, we've all had those days that you have like a cloud hanging over you or you have some stressor holding you back. It's really hard to focus on what you actually have to be doing. And if you have something like that adds up, it piles up, it's almost impossible to really like put your best foot forward and put your best work out.
I agree. Another thing is, as I mentioned earlier, if you are already overweight or obese or just unhealthy or have some sort of disease, that's obviously going to lead to more sick days, calling out, more hospital visits, just not showing up to work, period. So as an employer, it makes sense to want to instill these healthy habits in your employees so that you have a healthier workforce, basically.
Yeah, and we don't want it to sound like the employer just literally just wants the person to show up more. Like that's not what it's about. It's about they want the employee to be healthy, and they want them to, like, this missing time doesn't just affect the employee or the employer. It affects, the overall workplace environment. You don't want to be in a place that people are constantly missing, people are constantly sick. Like, that just kind of brings down the whole environment of the workplace, I'd say.
Also, I would say that when you miss work, you miss because you want to miss, right? You have a vacation, you have a planned thing. You just want to take a mental health day, whatever that might be, but not because, God, I'm sick again, I have to miss another day. And then, of course, that puts more stress on the rest of your team who probably has to do extra work because you keep missing.
Yeah, and then from the employer's point of view, which I know the employee might not think this way, but all these sick days and all these doctor's visits eventually pile up to the billing of the company from the healthcare aspect.
For sure.
Yeah. So
another benefit is increased employee morale. Simply put, you want to work for a company that cares about you. You want to work for a company, like you look at these Googles and these Silicon Valley companies that you go into their office and it almost seems like a big playground.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. Carlos, I hate you.
Yeah, and I think that's just obvious. And I think as an employer, you want to be able to show your employees that you care without coming off as fake. And I think a workplace wellness program is a great way to do that because It shows you care about their physical, like we mentioned, their physical health, their mental health, and all that good stuff.
And if I'm comparing two different jobs, and let's say it's like the pay is around the same, but one job offers so many of these wellness initiatives, I'm more inclined to go towards them because I know that whoever's governing that, whoever makes the rules, understands the importance of this stuff. So I'm gonna feel better going into that job, and I think the morale just overall is gonna be higher.
Yeah, as opposed to you going to a place that is so demanding of you. It's like, oh, you're sick, I don't care, come in. Like, oh,
Yep.
I don't care how you're doing at home. I don't care if you're not sleeping because you have these problems. Like, you want to, like you said, you want to work somewhere that, hey, man, they treat you like a person, not just like another number
Cog
on
in the
their account.
machine.
Exactly. Well said. Wow, what a guy.
Now, as a business owner or a manager, you understand the importance of like having good teamwork and just working together as a team. We've seen through our fitness challenges and initiatives like that, when you're doing something together, like a challenge, it's something that's difficult, but you're all like struggling through it together. It's something that builds bonds and creates a better bond between your teammates or your workers, and that's just gonna have ripples to the work that you're doing and how good people feel about doing it.
Definitely. These things, like you said, they cause that cohesion, and they cause people that might not really talk to each other on a day-to-day basis because, let's be honest, as adults, it's difficult to make friends. It's difficult to go out there and like, hey, connect with somebody. So these things, like you said, these common struggles, and like usually these challenges come with like a group chat or what have you. These common struggles really cause people to talk to each other, to bond over this combined struggle.
Exactly.
And I feel like in the long run, that helps you. Like, hey, if, at the end of the day, at your job, you're a team. So, even if you're in different departments, I'm much more likely to help out the marketing guy that's been nice to me, that talked to me, and that we formed this bond. It's much more likely to form a cohesive team than if I'm working with like 20 strangers. You know what I mean?
Unless like the IT guy completely obliterates you in the challenge, and then you just
Yeah, if the IT guy destroys you, then you're gonna call the other IT guy. Though.
just don't do that, IT guy.
Yeah, come on, IT guy. Don't go running for
Don't be
it.
a try-hard.
Yeah, don't go running for 8 miles. Hey guys, check this out.
He's gotta do it weird just to. I gotta get it out of here.
¿Viste que ayer comiéndose un
Overall?
plato de comida a las 10 de
No,
la
no,
noche?
no.
Now, obviously, I alluded to this earlier, but being healthier overall, physically and mentally, lowers costs of healthcare overall, of medical bills, of insurance claims. For the company, if you have a company that pays for your healthcare, for the employee, if you have to buy your own medicine, if you have to, take care of yourself, all of these costs get reduced by overall having a healthier employee or a healthier body.
Then there's attracting and retaining top talent.
Ooh.
Like I said earlier, if you're somebody who's a hot shot in your industry, you do good work, and you're comparing these companies, you're more likely to pick a company that has these initiatives and wellness programs in place because, again, you know that this is a company that actually cares about their employees and is giving you these benefits that in the long run, they're important. It's not all about salary and other types of traditional benefits. These things are important. So top talent is going to want to work for a company like yours.
Yeah, and we're at the day and age that people recognize that people understand the importance of that, and it's more about they're more of the burnout of these other careers, and you see it a lot. People are like, I'm much more likely to pick a job that I'm happier at, and these things do increase overall happiness and satisfaction, job satisfaction. So people are much more likely to choose a job like that than like the job that I'm gonna bust my ass at that doesn't give a shit about me. Sorry for cursing. That's gonna
That just pays the most.
that just pays the most. Like that burnout is real, and people are very aware of it now.
And the new generations are proactive about it. They're not even going to put themselves in that predicament.
No, absolutely not.
Now on to one of the biggest problems and also benefits of solving that problem, which is mental health. This is something that's probably more in the public consciousness right now than physical health, believe it or not. Would you agree?
Definitely, and I think it's come to the light with everything that we had the Olympics a few years ago already with the Simone Biles thing, and
COVID.
COVID had a huge role in that, and I think ever since COVID, people are much more aware of their own mental health and how to help, if you're a business owner, how to help their employees with their mental health. As gym owners, we've gone through that, and we're very understanding and very compassionate of our employees. If we see, they don't have to tell us, if we see they're tired or they look sluggish, we go up to them, we ask them, hey, do you need some time off? Because these things matter, and it affects the quality of the work that you put out there.
Absolutely. It affects the culture of the environment that you've created. And one thing we can say for sure that's a fact is that regular exercise and good nutrition reduces anxiety, reduces stress levels, improves your well-being, physical, emotional, and mental. So implementing these things, helping your employees learn about implementing these healthy habits, it's just going to have such a good positive effect on your work environment.
Couldn't agree with you more.
So as we transition over to the implementation, what kind of wellness programs? Give me some ideas here. So before we do that, I want to just say that it's important to have flexibility in your incentives or your initiatives. What I mean by that is not every employee has the same circumstances, right? So if you, let's say you do a running challenge, well, what if 30% of your workforce can't run for whatever reason? So it's important to think about these things and come up with creative ideas and flexible ideas that anyone could do. Or you can split them up into groups, however you want to do it. But as long as everyone feels like, hey, I can participate in this, they actually care about me as an individual and they didn't just throw this cookie cutter wellness program because it came from corporate to try to boost productivity.
Yeah, that inclusivity is huge. You don't want to feel like you're the one like, oh, they made this challenge, like you said, cookie cutter for everybody, where for whatever reason you said, I can't participate. That it does the opposite of what we're trying to do here. That morale
Kills morale.
is going to get slashed. So you want, like you said, something creative, something fun, something that really like brings everybody together, not something generic. That I feel like that goes the opposite way. That goes to the way of this person's trying to scam their way through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through this wellness thing, as opposed to doing something that actually matters and makes a difference.
And the other thing I'll say is, as a leader, as either the owner, the boss, the manager, you want to set an example. You want to actively participate in these challenges, and you want to show your team that, hey, I'm not just telling you to do something, like I live it myself, I do it myself. I think that goes a long way, and it goes a much longer way than if you just tell people what to do and kind of sit back and do your own thing.
Yeah, that's part of being a, like you said, a leader. It's much more than being the owner or the guy in the back of the sled dogs, Cuba Gooding Jr. Whipping the snow dog. What?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I can smile.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to be Cuba Gooding in the back whipping the dogs. You want to be the one in the front pulling all the other dogs to show you like, hey, I live this life too, you know?
So what are some examples of companies who are doing this, who are pioneering this type of wellness initiative?
So some companies like Intuit and Microsoft are leading the charge in this. They offer to pay for your gym membership, I think up to like $1,300 a year. They offer apps like Headspace. They offer you credits to go see a mental health counselor. And all of these things are, like we said, the overall package of a healthy person. It's not just, like you said, it's not just a physical anymore.
For sure. Other companies do things like challenges, right? Whether it's a step challenge or a walking challenge or any type of physical activity challenge where you all get together as a team and you have some sort of chat or you have some sort of ranking. You can see like by points. For example, something very easy that you can implement is, let's say, like a weekly walk. If you don't want to do something like a run, because again, it's not as inclusive, but maybe you can run if you wanted to, but like a walk/run where you meet on Fridays, replace your happy hour, you know, a little bit of a healthier habit. Friday at 5 p.m., we all go for a walk together. It's just something, I know it seems like too simple, but it's something. It's something to just get the group together and start with a very simple thing.
I know some companies that have like, they'll make a gym in the office and like, oh, around noon, we all get together and we do like a 30-minute, 35-minute workout. They all just kind of like have a little workout together. And I think things like that really go a long way.
For sure. Now here at BFit Training Studios, we offer a bunch of workplace wellness solutions and initiatives for companies. For example, we do fitness challenges. We're actually in the middle of one right now within our gym, but we actually do them for corporations as well. And it's something where they consult with us. We put together this program. It could be a 5-week, 4-week, whatever it might be. We customize it to your needs and the size of your team. And then it's point-based system. We do your body fat in the beginning, and we do it at the end to see how much progress you've made. We give you all the rules, and then it's like off to the races. Your team goes. They take this so much fun. Leads to huge results. And again, all the benefits that we just mentioned.
We do have one caveat though. The owner or the manager does have to join because like we said, we want everybody in this together and we want the employees to see the higher ups really busting their ass too.
Absolutely. Another thing we do is we offer special pricing and packages for, let's say you wanted to come with a group of coworkers like the sales department or the marketing department, and there's 5 of us. You can definitely join our small group training program and we'll give you a special price for that. And again, doing that together, you'll just see like the morale and just the collaborative efforts go through the roof.
Definitely. I like these groups because they keep each other accountable too.
For sure.
They see each other at work every day. If one of them misses, it's like, yo, where were you on Tuesday, man? We missed you off in the workout. And like you said, that just helps overall with the morale.
And of course, the benefits that they're going to be getting from here is just going to lead to a healthier, happier person. I know what you're thinking. I'm totally interested. I want more information. So we actually have a ton of resources on this to go beyond this podcast. So if you check the description below in this video, you're gonna find links to a landing page all about workplace wellness. You're gonna find a blog with all the details that we just spoke about and more. Free resources, a little downloadable guide that you can have. So make sure you check that out. And then of course, you're gonna be able to reach out to us directly and see how we can start working together with your team and creating a better and more
productive workplace. We have all that stuff?
We do.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. It's pretty cool. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been another episode of the Be Fit Podcast. We do these every week, so every Monday you'll have a new one packed with information and goodies. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you tell your friends. And as always,
hit the subscribe. Smash that subscribe
smash
button.
that bell too, whatever that means. Quasimodos.
It means that they'll get notified when the new podcast drops. So smash that bell.
Smash it. Don't just hit it. Smash it.
Because if you subscribe, they won't get notified.
Oh, okay. Bye, guys.